How's it going there, YouTube? So when we last left off, we were working on the engine. We got the head complete, the intake, along with the valve cover and the oil cap, because we all know how important that oil cap is. I mean, come on, it is an oil cap. Anyways, yeah. So anyways, what we want to do, and I don't know what that was, please don't ask me, because I don't have an answer for it. So the first thing we want to do is we actually want to, let's go ahead and select this object. Come on. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so we're just going to select this whole outside edge. We're going to go into poly modeling. We're going to go into extrude. And I'm just going to... Well, looks like I can do that. Sweet. Yeah, actually, is what I want to do is I just want to come in here like so. Press G on the keyboard. I'm just going to make it super small like that. It doesn't matter if it's all the way down or not, because either way, this is the way it's going to be viewed. If you don't like the way that looks, what you can do is you can actually select this whole outside edge, and then, let me see, select this whole inside edge. All you gotta do is just move it out a little bit, and then move this one out just a little bit. Now kind of give it like a little smooth look. Not super smooth, but you'll kind of smooth it out a little bit, so it's whatever. If you absolutely do not like that, you can always come in here to smooth face and just tweak that down to a 0. And so that'll kind of like fix that issue. So now when you press 3, you'll have this look to be finalized. So anyways, let's go ahead and save this. Is what we want to do. What do we want to do? I can't think of what we want to do. I guess we could do the fuel rail next. Actually, no. If you look right here, I'm going to go and just open this in a new tab. So that's where we can get a larger picture. Let me see where you at. There you are. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to open this up so this way we can actually zoom in on it and we can see everything with higher clarity. So, right, we got this right here. So these are actually going to have plates in it, or don't think there's a proper term to be plates. It's all one casting basically. So we just got to try and make this look like all one casting. Several ways we can do this, but I'm going to do it the easiest way. I'm not really worried about making this all one casting. I just want it to be kind of close. So honestly, I'm just going to take a polyplane. I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to do this. Then I'll come into the edge loop. I'm going to add an edge loop here and here. And then I'm going to click on these edges. I'm just going to extrude these forward like this. So that's all I'm going to do for that. In fact, I'm going to grab all these and pull them up. So, easy. If you're worried about seeing it underneath, because you're going to have that, just hit Control D, go into Mesh Display, and then hit Reverse. And now you have it where it actually shows through and everything. Now I know we have this gap right here. We'll click this object. I'm going to go and press 1 on this object. I'm going to go and hit Control D. And you're going to love how easy this is. Like, literally just like that. Kind of scale it in just a little bit. I'm actually going to scale it in, I'm not going to say a lot, but I'm going to scale it in more than what it was. The next thing we need to do is we need to move it down. Move it down right here. Anyways, I'm going to move it down right about there. I'm going to click on edge, and then I'm going to actually tweak the edge down right about here. Thereabouts. And that's how you do that. Go into object mode. I'm going to tweak it up just a little bit. So now when we press 3, we should have this shape. One thing I'd like to say real quickly, if you want this to be more squared up here, let's go and let's look at the image. You really can't see. Yeah, it's got a little bit of an edge to it. Not much of one, but it does have a little bit of an edge. So we'll just come in here to edge loop, and we can do this. Actually, we can do this one of two ways. We can just simply grab this edge. Let me press 1 on the keyboard, and you can actually just pull this edge forward like this. So this way, when you hit 3, it gives us that look. So that's probably going to be the easiest way of doing that. Go ahead and save this real quick. So the next thing we need to do, let me go and just go into object mode, because now the intake's done. We need to go ahead and create a curb. a curb. By the way, if y'all are new to these videos or new to my channel, y'all will notice that I do a lot of rambling. If y'all are still watching this and you're new to my channel and y'all are wondering what the I'm just going to say it because my videos are not family oriented, so no shame in my game. If y'all are going, what the fuck right now, yeah, there you go. I'm not your average person who does, I guess you'd say educational tutorials. So, if you're wondering, I'm just looking at these edges right here. I'm just kind of like matching them up about where they need to be. I'm not actually trying to make them like dead on even or anything like that. I'm just getting them close. So, anyways, yeah, that's my story. You know, I'm sticking to it. You know, if y'all like that kind of thing, sweet. Glad I can humor y'all. If not, sorry, I guess. I don't know. So, anyways, right now, what I'm doing is I'm gonna rotate this a little bit. Actually, that's probably too much. Let me see. Yeah, that looks good. I'll just rotate it like that. So, anyways, yeah. What was I saying? Jimmie here, the rambling idiot. Thank you for watching my video. So anyways, this is actually going to have a slightly more curve than this because I was noticing this image. It does curve back a little bit. Actually, that looks like about 18 degrees to me, so I'm going to change this to 18 degrees. There we go. Let me move it forward just a little bit. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Let me go ahead. No, it does not look good. Let me go into Vertex. So, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, if you're new to my channel, that's right. So, yeah, if you're new to it, I actually encourage all forms of criticism. So, I'm like, you know, if you watch this to the very end, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll come up with some kind of thing to say. So, yeah, I don't really, it doesn't really bother me for some of the things I say. It probably should, but it really doesn't. Anyways, for the cube, I just basically create some edge loops, so this way it kind of like, you know, it'll soften it up without making it like a complete sphere. Or I guess it wouldn't be a sphere, it'd be more of a oval, like a chicken egg. I don't know. So what I want right here is I want this to have a little bit of circularness. I guess that's the right word. The throttle bodies generally have a square. They kind of have a squareness to them, but the center of it's going to be round. But then they have on newer vehicles, they actually have a what the hell is that called? Older ones had a throttle positioning sensor on them, and the newer ones actually have an electronic motor. The throttle position sensor is actually down in the accelerator pedal on a lot of the newer vehicles, and there's an electronic motor that actually controls the throttle flap inside the throttle body. So let's just going to create. Let me press 1 on the keyboard. I'm actually going to create 2 more edge loops. We just scale up, scale out. So now when we press 3, we should have. I'm going to scale up. Doesn't look like it's protruding through the hood, so that's good. Then the next thing, let me see. Okay, so yeah, we'll go into face. Oh, you bastard! You beautiful, beautiful bastard. How do I want to do this? I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here to face. I'm just going to grab these right here. Go ahead and extrude these out. Extrude out a little bit. I'm going to press G. I'm going to do one more extrusion. So that's why I want to hit 3. Just delete those. There we go. Control S. So then what we want to do. Sometimes that shit happens. I'm sure some of y'all right now are just laughing your asses off at that. Like, that retard fucked up. Thanks. So anyways, yeah, that's all I'm going to do for the throttle body. Nothing very, very fancy at all. So let's see, this comes over here, so the air cleaner is going to be right behind the head. Looks like it actually centers the head. Oops. can't tell if that... It looks like it goes back, so if that's the wheel well, that would be right there behind the wheel. No, that would be the wheel well. Alright, YouTube, I'm going to need just 1 minute to examine this picture, so just hang tight. So let's see. So what I'm looking at right over here, I need to actually kind of like get a reference from this side to this side, because I need to know where the wheels are at. I need to know how the car is set up, so this way whenever I start making a lot more of these components, everything's going to be put in a position where they need to be. So I can't really see a whole lot because of all the stuff that's covering it, such as the battery. I can't really see anything good about the air cleaner. Well, not good, but I can't see any detail about it. We got the fuse box right here. We got the PCM, so there's not a whole lot that I'm able to see right there. So I'm actually have to look over here. So we got the absorber for the motor mount. That looks just like a regular motor mount. Then we got another one down here. Is that a motor mount? Or yeah, that's got to be a motor mount because I can see that right there. Yeah, that's definitely a motor mount. I'm actually looking for a bolt. I almost want to say there's no way that's part of it. Because I'm looking over here as well, and over here. I'm like, honestly, I think the wheels are actually like right about here, but I can't really tell with this image. Okay, so I think right here in this little itty bitty region, I can't tell if that's a bolt that goes through. Wait a minute. No, it's probably motor mount. Well, shit. I'm actually looking forward to see. This has got to be part of the strut assembly. This has got to be part of it. I can't see it, so I can't verify it, but it looks like the center of the wheels. Okay, so here's what's going on. Here's what I think I'm seeing. It looks like the airbox is actually going to be all the way up against the firewall. So I'm going to create the airbox first, and then I'll finish up with the air duct. Air duct pip. So let's just yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and create a polycube. Nothing too extravagant, just something like that, you know, because who cares? Let's see. Let's go ahead and just move this bad boy up into position. Yeah, because all breather boxes look like that. And all actually, well, it's probably about correct, but, you know, I'm not doing that. I'm not having none of that nonsense. Alright, so I'm just going to go in here. I'm going, oh, you bastard. I'm going to create an edge loop there, and right here, I'm going to click on edge. I'm actually going to, wait, is it the back or is it the front? It is the back, okay. So I'm just going to pull this down like that. And then right here, I'm going to create edge loop here, 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 oops. So now when I press 3, oh yeah, that looks beautiful. Well, I don't know about beautiful, but you know, it's there. It's whatever. So what I want to do now is I actually want to move this back. See, this needs to be moved right about here, I'm thinking. Also needs to be moved up. Yeah, there we go. So now is what I want to do is I want to come in here and click on face. Press 1 on the keyboard. There we go. I'm going to go into extrude. Yeah, you can see how easy that was. Probably should have been doing a little bit more explaining, but, you know, sometimes I just forget. So anyways, yeah, that's our basic airbox. Now, I know we have this huge gaping hole, and we have, like, this little meh, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. And the reason why, because we're just going to come in here, and we're just going to create this bad boy right here. We're going to go ahead and move it 90 degrees, or not move it, but rotate it 90 degrees, shall I say. And I'm going to show y'all, like, realistically how easy this is. Before I get too Western with this, I do want to go ahead and change the subdivision axes to 10. Do I want 10 or do I want 8? I think 10 should be a good number. So, I'm going to line these up. Right, I'll line them up about like that. So is what I want to do is I actually want to go into there we go. All I did was select those ones here in the middle, and then I did shift select. So basically I selected all these in the middle, I held down shift and selected all this, making sure I also got the outside. That's how I grab those faces. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into extrude. And this is basically all I am doing. There we go, right about there. Okay, so let's go in here and see what this looks like. So this basically just comes straight over into this. Nothing too fancy at all. Let's look at the throttle body assembly. So the throttle body and that has to have about the same shape. Okay, not a problem. So is what we want to do. We want to collect that and move the attack. Yes, I ramble like this a lot in my videos. For those of y'all who have not seen any of my videos, I'm so sorry. But for those of you who have, you know that I pretty much just generally ramble in complete randomness. Yeah, it's just whatever. It doesn't matter. So yeah, anyway, so all I'm doing is just moving this into place. I'm going to rotate just a little bit, because, you know, why not? So there we go. That should be... Okay, that all looks really good. And for this bad boy, is what I want to do. I actually want to go in here to edge, and I just want to start selecting... Oops. I want to start selecting all these edges right here. Let me see. Let me move this one down. Now I can select all these. And the reason for me moving that down, because this way I can actually come in here. Let me press 3 on the keyboard so I'm making this the right size. So I'm going to make that right about there. So now I need to match that about like that, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking something like that should be fine. Let me go ahead and come in here and I'm going to add quick edge loop right to the end right here. I'm going to go into Vertex. And you can do it in Edge or Vertex. It doesn't really matter. I'm just choosing Vertex because why not? Let me go into the side view. Can I do this in the side view? Let me see what I'm working with. So I know I'm going to want these to be up here. About like that, I'm thinking. And these guys I'm going to want right about here. So right now I'm just going to try and follow this curve. I'm going to move these right about here. Move these. I got to come in here because I grabbed an extra vert. Or a couple extra verts. I'm just going to move these right about here. So there we go. It was pretty easy. Not too terribly bad. So that's all there is to that. Let me go ahead and save it. Alright, so now that we've gotten that done, these cars usually have a rather large piece of plastic that goes across here. I don't know if I want to... I think I'm going to hold off on doing that until I get some more of these components in here. Let me come back in here real quick. So, I have a hard time believing that this is... Well, I guess it is a new age, so that doesn't surprise me. I'd have a AC compressor, I guess. So, anyways, AC compressor. Do I want to add that? No, I don't think I want to add that just yet. I think I'm going to hold off on the AC compressor. And actually, I think I need to move the engine further over, I think. Yeah, so the engine needs to move further over, and it actually takes up roughly... takes up almost half of the engine bay. So, let me minimize this real quick. I think I actually got that where I needed it. Oh, you beautiful bastard. Move this over just a hair. I don't want to move it over too much. Just move that back. Let me frame in on these verts. Let's see, that looks about right. So I'm going to select this and go into Edge. Press 1 real quick. Say what? There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, for this tutorial, we're probably just going to be doing the intake, probably a few more boxes, and that'll probably be it for this tutorial. Press 3 on this real quick. So, yeah. What I'm trying to do right here is just trying to make this more fit like it should be. I'm going to make this a little bit taller. There we go. So, I'm going to go ahead and save this. Usually these actually kind of like come over the ductwork a little bit more. You know, something like that. Generally. Not always, but generally they do. So I'm actually going to select the edges that make this up. And I'm actually going to scale them in just a little bit. There we go. Alright, there we go. So, let's see, what else do we have? We're going to have something else. Well, we got a bunch of hoses and stuff. I'm actually probably not going to do a whole lot of the hoses, just the main ones like upper, lower radiator hose, maybe. I'm going to do the radiator fans and things like that. I definitely want to create this plastic shroud that goes across here, but without having all the reference points I need, it's going to be a little difficult. I guess we could go ahead and create the battery real quick. That'd be easy to do. So, the battery, this is going to be very difficult. Boom, boom, boom. Let's move this bad boy up into position. I'm going to scale it down about right there. No, it actually needs to scale down right about here. So, there's one problem. Yep, that is definitely a problem. YouTube. Let's move it back right about here. Let's see what this does. So, it actually has plenty of room away from the intake. I have no idea what the hell's going on here. Oh, I see. Okay, I see what's going on. The intake is almost actually a straight shot. YouTube, let's fix this real quick. Because in all actuality, this right here actually needs to come over like this and rotate like this. And so now this right here, let me go and just rotate this real quick. I'll move this into position. I'll show you exactly what's going on. Yep, rotate too much. About right here, I'm thinking. So now we can just grab these. I'm going to rotate these into position. And grab these. I guess we could just grab all of these together. That's no big deal. Just move those in position. Let me go into edge, because we really don't need this edge since it's almost just a straight shot. There we go. That's what was going on. I don't see anywhere where that's protruding through, so I think we're good. So that's what was going on right there. Easy fix. No biggie. But I do want to come in here, and I want to go ahead and fix this up real quick. So I'm just going to start grabbing these verts. I'm going to click on the DB key. Also move these a little bit better. There we go. So that should be, yeah, that looks good. Probably want to move that just a little bit more, but you know, it's whatever. So let me go ahead and just start manipulating this. So batteries, this is going to be very easy once again. Or actually, you know, something that we could do instead of doing it that way. Let's just go into object mode. Let's go into Polycube 6. Oops. Subdivisions width. Nope. We want depth. One more. Okay. So I didn't see how many that was. It's going to be on the subdivisions depth. Just change it to 5. So we'll grab these two, and we'll scale these in right about there. And for these, actually we'll leave these alone because I don't think this battery is long enough. So we'll just grab these two outside faces. Let's just move them out just a little bit. And then we'll grab these two faces. And I just moved them out till it was like just barely starting to cut through the lens housing. And then I just pulled it back in. So these two parts I'm going to extrude up once. I'm going to press G on the keyboard. I'm going to do it one more time. About like that. So now when I hit 3, oh yeah, that looks beautiful. So then we'll come in here. We're going to add our edge loops. Like so. Wait a minute. I already added the edge loops there. So I just need to add them right here. Then I need to add some edge loops right here. And finally, we'll add an edge loop right here and an edge loop right here. So now you should have this look for a battery. Sweet. And if you want the terminals, we'll do one right there. Scale this way down. Let me make that just a little bit bigger. Oh, come on. Let's go into face. Oh wait, before we do that, let's click on this. Let's change the subdivision axes to 12. Then we'll go into face. We're going to select these. We're going to shift select the bottom ones, so make sure only the bottom are selected. Press delete. We no longer need them. We'll move this one down right about here. Control D, and boom. Let's go ahead and move these over just a little bit, something like that. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. So you just hit Control S, and there's the battery. So I think that's going to about do it for this tutorial. Now we got the battery, the rest of the intake thrown in there. So yeah, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I usually post a new video a day. If you dislike this video, for those of you all who are new to my channel and you're still watching, you're about to see what I'm talking about. If you dislike this video, do not subscribe. Hit that dislike button. I encourage it. And comment on how much you'd like to see me get raped by a horse. That actually sounds rather unpleasant. Either way, come up with your best comment. Let me know how you'd like to see me tortured, humiliated, and beaten to a bloody pulp in your best descriptive ideas possible. I encourage it. Plus, I think some of them are kind of funny. So anyways, until next time, YouTube, I shall see y'all later.